Hello there, Raj. Nice to see that you've submitted a set of essays to us. Let's take a look at what you wrote. The first one is a letter to Albion. Here's what you said. Dear Sir, Madam, I am writing to apologize for my sudden absence from the science examination on the 29th of April 2019. My name is Rajpreet Kaur, student number this and case number this. Please accept my sincere apologies for not being able to inform the university of my non-attendance from the science exam in advance. The night before the examination, I was hospitalized as I faced a medical emergency. I was suffering from excruciating pain in my abdominal region. After all checkups, I was diagnosed with kidney stones. Fortunately, the size of the stones was small, so I did not have to undergo any surgery. Alright, I changed it to did not for two reasons. First of all, this is a formal letter, and so we don't use contractions. We write all words fully out. That's the first reason. The second reason is because it's the wrong tense. Okay, you're talking about a story that happened to you, so there's no reason to make it present simple. The stones will be treated with medicines only. I have all my clinical reports and medical certificate as a proof of my illness. I understand the importance of scores of this examination, therefore I request the examination committee to take my exam. That's awkward. The way you said it, it's as if you want the exam committee to take your exam. You want them to sit the exam for you. That's not what you mean. Let's rephrase that. I understand the importance of this examination. I therefore request the examination committee to allow me to take my exam on another date. Once again, I apologize for this case, and I look forward to a favorable response from you regarding this matter. Yours faithfully. Okay. So, fine. Nice, but there's one major problem. We already looked at the grammar of this sentence, but there's another problem with it. If you look at bullet 4, it says possible resolutions, which means that they expect you to talk about more than one resolution. So it's not enough to just give them one suggestion on how you can fix this situation. You have to give them other alternatives. So that's a pretty big deal. That will certainly lower your task achievement score if an examiner catches it that you've only written one resolution, okay? Because they very clearly asked you for more than one. And so that's just something to keep in mind. They do this a lot. There are these little tricks in the questions that require really careful reading. All right, so that's something I'd like you to work on. Other than that, it's lovely. I mean, it was all formal, except for this don't. It was detailed. You covered all the other bullets, so that was fine. On the whole, it's nicely written. Your beginning and your sign-off were appropriate, so no other issues, okay? Just be careful with the bullets. Now let's take a look at this one about local food. In this day and age, we are able to eat food produced in the other corner of the world. I think I would have preferred corners, not just one. It's not like there's only one other corner besides ours, but there are multiple corners. So, some individuals believe that consumption of locally produced food is good for the environment and economy of the country. In my opinion, by consuming local foods, environmental pollution can be controlled, and local farmers will also be benefited. But if people eat only domestic foods, they will have fewer choices. Okay, let's see what you said about that. A good reason to abolish foreign foods is that transport of food to distant places involves burning of huge amounts of fossil fuels, which pollutes the environment. Okay. There will be a massive reduction in the consumption of oil and environmental pollution if people start preferring regional foods. Hence, it is good for the planet. In addition, local farmers will also benefit from the sales of their produce and will contribute on a large scale to the economic development of a country. Furthermore, these foods are more nutritious as they are free of preservatives and are harvested when they ripen, which helps to retain their nutritional content. Therefore, the demand of locally grown food is relatively more in the market as compared to foreign foods. All right, it's good. I like this. You covered the environment. You covered the economy. This sentence here about the nutritional value of this food for me is irrelevant. They didn't ask you about it. So it's, you're risking going off topic if you develop that part of the essay more. It was fine without it, so I would have left it out. Okay? Oh, finally. Why finally? No, I would not have put finally here, but let's see what you're actually saying here. Eating regional food alone is not a viable option because there is a limit to the kind of food that can be grown in each place. For example, foods like apples and grapes can only be grown in cold climates. I can't speak today. For example, fruits like apples and grapes can only be grown in cold climates. Moreover, there are some regions that are not suitable for cultivation. Hence, if people eat only the food available in the region, their options would be limited. They may not get minerals and vitamins present in other foods not available in their locality. All right, let's read your conclusion, then we'll talk about this paragraph. The conclusion: if people consume domestic foods, it will benefit their health, the environment, and the local economy. However, this trend will limit the food choices of the people and reduce the elements of a balanced diet. Okay. This paragraph is really important because you said that, yeah, I understand the value of local food, but it's not enough. It can't be sufficient, okay? So I like your idea here. I like the complexity with which you looked at this issue. However, this paragraph is just not developed enough. This is really your argument here. The second body paragraph is really where you state what you think about this, and it's actually considerably shorter than this paragraph, which is supposedly arguing what you don't support, okay? So this needed more development. Now, not only did it need more information, but it needed information, I believe, of a different type. So I like what you said about the regions that are not suitable for cultivation. But what you should have been focusing on again is the environment and the economy. So if we forced these regions to try to supply their population with produce, what would happen? What would that mean in terms of resources? So what would that mean in terms of water consumption? Okay, and what would that mean for the environment? What kind of fertilizers and what kind of pesticides would they have to use in order to really beef up produce production? And again, what would that mean for the environment? But not just for the environment. What would that also mean for the economy? How much more expensive would that make produce in that country? Okay, so while I like the way you dealt with this, you needed to look at it again within the sphere of the environment and the economy, okay? And then say how this is just not feasible. So those are the areas that I wanted to see developed a little more. Also, I want you to remember that you need to, as much as possible, balance out the length of your paragraphs. You don't want it to appear that you've focused considerably more on one aspect of the topic than another. You want to, without obsessing about it, you want to try to balance your arguments a little more, all right? Balance the length of your paragraphs. However, like I said, I liked the way you looked at this. You looked at it from a more complex, more sophisticated angle, but you do need to be a little more faithful to the actual question that they're asking you, which is this issue of the effects on the environment and the economy, okay? So go ahead and correct these essays, return them back to us corrected, and let's see what you do in your next set with this, okay? Good luck to you.